If you're trying to lose weight, eat healthier, or stick to your meal prep, then I'm about to make your life a whole lot easier. I'm Amy, a nutrition coach who has lost and kept off 40 pounds of fat. In this video, I'm gonna show you how you can batch prep lean protein in just about 10 minutes of hands-on time so that you have it ready for your entire week. You can either use it to meal prep your meals for the week, or you can follow what I do, and I like to change it up, use the same base protein, and change up the other ingredients so that I never get bored of what I'm eating. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how you can batch prep some chicken for your meals. Now, I like to use my Instant Pot, but you can also use a crock pot. You can also bake it in the oven, though, to be honest, it kind of gets dry. I prefer like a boiling method or somewhere where it's more immersed in liquid so that it stays really moist. What we're gonna go ahead and do, again, I like to use chicken breast. You can use chicken tenders, chicken thighs, though chicken thighs do have quite a bit more fat, so it does drive up the calories. So if weight loss is your goal, you wanna opt for the chicken breast or chicken tenders. So let's go ahead and get this in the Instant Pot. We've already got our water in the bottom. You wanna do about a cup of water, and I'm just putting the last of the chicken breast in. Actually, I'm gonna turn that around so I can season the other side. And we are just seasoning it with some simple things so that we can keep it neutral for our recipes. So I'm just doing garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And you can either use chicken broth or water at the bottom. You just wanna make sure that if you are doing this in the Instant Pot that you do have liquid down there to keep from burning. And you can do it directly in the liquid. I use the little trivet here to keep it up just so it's easier to take out the chicken. But we're gonna go ahead and just get this seasoned and in the Instant Pot. So you wanna make sure that your Instant Pot is sealed. We're gonna go ahead and click manual. And if you have smaller pieces of chicken, you can do about 16 minutes. Mine are pretty thick, so I am going to do 18 to ensure they're cooked all the way through. And then just let it do its thing. So prepping that chicken literally took us, I don't know, less than 5 minutes. It was super simple. With, boiling, you could season the water a little bit. You can do it in chicken broth for some more flavor. And crock pot is the same. And I'll leave all these directions in the description below. And if you want more healthy recipes for meal prep, snacks, desserts, I do it all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on anything. For the first recipe with our prepped chicken, we're going to do a buffalo broccoli cheese bake. And it's just 5 simple ingredients. While the chicken is being cooked, we're just gonna go ahead and chop up some broccoli. So we're just gonna go ahead and break up these broccoli florets. And I like to use everything. I cut up the bases as well. And I like mine a little smaller, so I'm gonna go ahead and just chop them all a little bit smaller. Now I'm gonna make 4 portions, so I am going to chop up 2, I guess, medium heads of broccoli because I also like mine veggie filled. Broccoli helps provide good fiber for your recipes as well as volume. It's also full of iron, potassium, vitamin A, C, and K. So it's just a great vegetable to have on hand and to meal prep with. Now tell me, do you eat the stems? Do you cut them up with your recipes? Do you use them for something else? Do you trash them? I use them. I don't see why not. You don't see the texture difference once you actually make the meal. The Instant Pot just finished and we're gonna go ahead and let that slow release. And in the meantime, we're just gonna go ahead and steam our broccoli for about 5 minutes or so. We are gonna kind of rebake in the oven, so we don't wanna do it for too long. We're really just putting everything in the oven to heat up. So we do wanna make sure we cook these ahead of time. Just put a little bit of water in there and I seasoned with some salt, pepper, and garlic. And we're just gonna let that sit, stirring occasionally. Our chicken is ready. It just did a slow release. So for this recipe, You can either shred it up or you can chop it into cubes. Either works well for meal prep. If you're just meal prepping this, you can obviously keep the chicken breast whole as well. Now, I have a few different tools that I use for shredding. First is going to be our easiest method is one of these shredders where you literally just put the chicken in and move it back and forth and it shreds pretty quickly with pretty low effort. You can also use claws, so taking them out and shredding them with claws. This is also a great method, pretty quick. And if you don't have any of those, little more tedious, but still works, you can shred with 2 forks. And trust me, this chicken comes out so incredibly well cooked and tender for the Instant Pot. I make this all the time, and once my husband had it from the Instant Pot, he constantly requests that I always cook the chicken in the Instant Pot because it always comes out perfectly every time. And because it is in fact easiest and most efficient, I am going to use this device to shred my chicken today. And I will leave a link to this. Oh my gosh, I gotta show you this juice. I'll show you a close-up in a second. I will leave a link to this in the description, so if you wanna grab one, or the claws, it'll be real easy for you to find. Okay, just look at how juicy this is. Look at those juices. Seriously, it's so nice and tender, perfectly cooked. All right, so I'm gonna show you how easy this is. So we're just gonna put the lid on, and doesn't matter if the chicken is hot or not, and you just turn it. It should stick to your counter, and shred it up. Sometimes you gotta move the pieces around a little bit, but you can see overall, that's pretty well shredded. So what we're actually going to do is we are going to prep these into individual portioned containers so that it's really easy for you to just pull out for meal prep. You can also put it in a big casserole dish, whatever works best for your needs. But these are great because you can easily pre-portion them out so you don't have to deal with portions later. And these can go in the oven or the microwave so that you can, reheat these really, really easily. So let's go ahead and get them assembled. So we are gonna blend up the cottage cheese because it creates a nice creamy texture. And we are going to need about 2 cups for 4 portions, so about half a cup if you're just doing a single portion. Now, cottage cheese, I love cottage cheese. If you've seen my other recipes, you'll know that it's something that I use fairly often. It's high in protein. If you haven't seen my protein staple video, I would watch that because it gives you some more nutritional facts on cottage cheese as well as some other high protein staples that are also low in calories and good for you. But cottage cheese, it's great in sweet recipes, in savory recipes. It can be a replacement for a lot of different things just to make it overall healthier and still taste great. So we are going to go ahead and blend up 2 cups. So that's nice and creamy. If I had an immersion blender, I would do that, but unfortunately mine's broken. So I gotta get a new one. And now to our bowl, we're gonna add 3/4 of a cup shredded chicken, half a cup cottage cheese, 1 cup broccoli, and 1/8 cup cheese to a bowl, and of course some buffalo sauce to taste. Mix everything up well before topping with some more cheese and popping in the fridge, oven, or microwave. Once heated, it's ready to enjoy. I hope you enjoyed making this recipe today. Make sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any easy and delicious high protein recipes. Thanks for joining and see you next time.